I still remember it so clearly, like it was yesterday. It was a regular Thursday morning, one of those grey ones when the sky looks heavy and the office was quiet, except for the usual typing and distant phone rings. The CEO, Mr. James, was in a big meeting, one of those important ones where people wear fancy suits and talked about millions like it is nothing. I wasn't in the meeting, I was just the receptionist, sitting at my desk, watching the world go by, but that is when it happens. Her name was Toke. She didn't belong to this world of sharp suits and cold conference rooms. She was a simple girl, a part-time waitress from what I did hear. She worked in the coffee shop across the street. She had no idea who Mr. James was. I don't think she even knew what a CEO really did, but for some reason she caught his eyes. Maybe it was her smile or the way she always brought him his coffee with a kind word when he stopped by. Did always been a busy man, but with Toke, something changed. And that strange day, I saw her standing outside the glass doors, nervously holding a little paper cup, looking so out of place in her simple clothes, her eyes wide, searching for something, or maybe someone. She walked in like she had every other time, but today felt different. She asked if Mr. James was around. I told her he was in a big meeting, the kind of meeting where no one interrupts, but she just stood there, looking at the doors and then back at me. Her hands shook a little. I knew something wasn't right. Moments later, the doors to the conference room opened. There he was, Mr. James, tall, polished, powerful. He had the world at his feet, but when he saw her, his entire face changed. It was like watching the eyes around his heart melt in an instant. Without saying a word to the people still seated in the room, without even a glance at his paper, he walked straight towards Toke. The air was thick with tension, and everyone was watching. I thought maybe he did ask her to wait, tell her he did come see her later. But no, he did something none of us ever expected. He reached her, took her hands in his and said, "I'm done." Just like that, the two words that shattered everything. People in the meeting looked stunned, sprang to each other, confused. His assistants tried to remind him of his deals, the money, the future, but he didn't care. Not anymore. He looked at Toke like she was the only thing that mattered in the entire world, like she was his beginning and his end. And then, in front of everyone, he kissed her softly, gently. It wasn't the kiss of a man in power. It was the kiss of a man who had found something far more valuable than any contact or title. They walked out of the office together, hand in hand, leaving behind the world that once ruled him. That was the last time we ever saw Mr. James in that building. He left it all for her. His title, his fortune, his busy life. It was all behind him now. All for a girl who didn't know the weight of his word, but who carries his heart with ease. And every time I walked past that coffee shop, I saw them laughing together like they had found a peace that no boardroom could ever give. Love, I guess, is like that. It doesn't care about suits or titles or money. It just knows what it matters. And in that moment, Mr. James knew he wanted her. Please remember to subscribe to this channel and give my video a thumbs up. And I'll see you in my next video soon. Thank you.